and we'll make it happen. But it's a lot of high stress. And so we went to the meeting, and normally these processes take a long time. I didn't know enough about Dubai and how quickly they work.
Yeah.
So we went to the meeting, and to cut a long story short, the gentleman in the meeting said, the daughter of the owner of this business just did a year in Brisbane doing university. I wonder if she knows about Kailo. We left that meeting. I got a phone call in the taxi. Can you come back? The daughter's here. She's obsessed with Kailo.
Oh, wow.
She loves your brand. She knows all the different places you've been and who you've been working with. If I was to go back and do things slightly different, the key things I wish I knew, one, how much are you willing to lose? So how much are you willing to put in that you could walk away if it all went south? What probably has happened in the US, they're so stuck. This is our system. We do not go outside these boxes. We've been a business for 100 years. Like, you really feel you're coming up against this system.
Welcome to The Business Game, a podcast that moves the needle.
Before we get started today, don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell. Kristy Morris, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Now, Kristy, you have got some products that are kind of taking the world by storm. So I want to go over just firstly. So you have been seen in Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, amongst other magazines, like very respected magazines and obviously websites and things like that. Tell us who you are, what you do.
Okay, so my name is Kristy Morris. I'm the co-founder of Kailo Wellness Medispa, which is in the Carlisle Hotel in Brisbane, and the founder of Kailo Nutrition. And we have been in business for 7 years now in relation to the Medispa, and we launched nutrition in 2022. Yeah.
Okay, so you're a mother as well, and you've got, how many children do you have? Three. And now, is my research correct in saying that at one point you upped from Australia and went to the US and you launched there? Is that right?
No, so I went on a journey for my son who was suffering from severe OCD. He was only 4 at the time. He's now almost 16. And so throughout that journey, that's how Kailo was born. It was seeing all of the different things that were happening in LA. And then we had this big gap in Australia around that luxury one-stop wellness space where you could do everything from medical to wellness to skin to nutrition.
Yeah, right.
And so that's how the concept came about. Okay. And then after that 2-year journey with my son, Kailo was opened in 2018.
So Kailo was born straight out looking after your son, making sure he gets the best nutritional products available and trying to assist with any.
Yeah, I think just on that journey, learning that your health really goes so much deeper. And so understanding a holistic approach was able to help him come through that. And had we not gone on that journey, he wouldn't be where he is today.
So what was your first product?
Kailo Nutrition, we launched actually all 5 products at once. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Overachiever.
Yeah.
So we've got Feel Well, which is your gut health, a sleep health, and immune system health, because they were always the things that we were scripting out of Kailo Medispa for people. They were always coming in with those issues and we're like, go buy this, go buy that. And so then I thought, well, it's time to probably create our own and something that we can truly back. And so when it was born, we knew that we also needed to include the plant-based side of things as well, because that's also a huge movement. And that's really around sustainability as well. From with the plant-based globally, there's a big movement around that. So we wanted to make sure that we were offering to all.
So your son has sort of created this passion for you and probably your whole family, because I'm sure you've seen, the benefits of doing this for him. So from there, when you started your sort of, I guess, entrepreneurial journey, was there one pivotal moment where you were like, this is going to work? This is that little hump that I just need to get over and things are going to, open up for us?
I think if I was to look at the whole 7-year journey, if I think back to the very beginning, never could I foresee where Kailo is today. The first couple of years was very much Medispa focused and building a team there. I think the biggest pivotal moment was when Kailo Nutrition was first born into the Medispa, having a goal of let's do a pilot here and see how it goes. And then once there was that international interest, I feel for me personally, that's when my vision completely changed. And I realized that I had a lot more purpose behind what I was doing. I think sometimes you're so in your business that it's not until you stop and think, what am I actually doing all this for? And then when you're getting touch points from different cultures, you realize that everybody globally wants to feel good. And so that's sort of what drove me to really push the boundaries and push for the international, maybe a little too early, like in the piece, but that passion was so strong.
Yeah. And so I guess being in LA where it is, that was sort of almost like a hub for everything, this holistic way of living and healthy eating, and that sort of bred out of LA. So I guess that was a great sort of playground for you to be in, to try these different things. How long were you there, and at what point did you decide to come home and sort of open it up from there?
So I went over in 2014, and basically I would go over 4 to 6 months at a time across a 2-year period. And then in that journey, when I was halfway through the treatment, I met my business partner that I am with for the Medispa, Kat. And we met just in the school playland at school here in Brisbane. She came up to me. We had a conversation both on similar journeys for our boys, and she wasn't aware of the things that were happening in the US and what was available treatment-wise. And within a month, I was going back, and we had literally had one coffee, and she called me and said, I'm coming too.
Yeah.
So we went on a 12-month journey together, living in LA, sitting outside while we're waiting for our boys. And we just started to notice all the things that were happening in LA and thinking like, we don't have any of this back in Australia. Is Brisbane ready for a concept like this? Could we do this? So we actually bought an existing business so we could have the database. And then that business closed. So we inherited a team, opened up in the Carlisle Hotel. So it was really just looking at all the different things that were happening in LA, and then we thought we could just put it all in one place.
So you've gone from your son requiring something different to help him with his OCD to you going down this path. You've then met another mother at a school or preschool or whatever it may have been. And now you've scaled to 50 odd people. Is that right?
Yeah. So within the Medispa itself, we have 33 team members. And then as a whole business, we have 55.
Wow. Okay. And so a significant amount of those are female, and your leadership is all female, isn't it? Your leadership team. How do you find that? Is that something that was important to you to be like, okay, we're going to have a leadership team of females, and we're going to have that sort of female, and I think maybe more nurturing input from that, or did it just happen that way?
I would say a bit of a combination. I'm definitely passionate about women in business, and I think the demographic that we're in and the industry that we're in is very female focused. And I think building a team, we did start with 6 team members that we did inherit. And I think what I learned along the way is the business is always a mirror of you. And so my passion is people. Without people, you don't have a business. And empowering people to come to work and being able to bring their own creativity, be individual. I feel like everyone in our business, even though some of them do similar treatments, they're all individual at how they do that, and empowering them that you can be different. The leadership side for me, I feel, and we have Carol, who's our operations manager and has been in the business for 6 years. I think empowering people to, I guess my passion is not micromanage. And also the other thing, I really have strong values in the business. So no matter what someone says to you, it's how their behavior is what tells you the truth. Are they the right fit for the business? Are they staying within the culture? So we've been really strict on our values, because with that many females, we have to always have a solution-orientated outcome. Because you can get people who will play off against each other. And we've been really tough on that. If you come down that line, you are no longer part of our business. So everybody has a different intention for their own personal growth, but everyone has the same intention to get the best outcome for the job.
Okay.
So if we bring that in, it keeps everyone aligned.
How did you deal with just the scaling? So you've purchased this, you've bought another business, and I'm assuming staff came with that. So you automatically scaled just from that, so to speak. And then you continued scaling. Did you have a plan on, okay, I want X amount by this sort of year? Like, what was your forecasting on how you were going to scale? And are you wanting to continue scaling at that type of rate, or faster or slower? What's your business plan around that?
It's the most interesting question, and I speak to my husband about this all the time, and he is a senior lecturer and researcher, so in business, innovation, and tech. And it's really interesting because we come from different worlds. I'm more the entrepreneurial side, and he has joined the business on the journey for the nutritional side, for export support. And I often get asked, what's your strategy? And what I can honestly say is I don't think you go in with a strategy. I think what happens, it unfolds and you go in a direction you're not prepared for. Yep. And then you have to figure out how you're going to go in that direction. And I think if I look back, those first 2 years, I didn't see anything outside of the Medispa.
Okay.
And it wasn't until nutrition came along that has given me a different perspective on where I want to go. And now there's a strategy. Mm-hmm. So I think just being really transparent, it's really following where also your guests and what the demand is. And this is what I talk to Oz about all the time. If you actually went in with all the research and a strategy, you wouldn't actually get to go where you want to go because you box yourself.
Yeah.
I go more on the, what is the demand? What are people wanting from us?
Yeah, I guess probably, Dan, you would agree that a lot of our guests that come in, one of the common things that they say is be ready to pivot.
Yeah.
Like be ready to pivot at all times, because what you think here, that's not going to be how it goes. It'll go here and here and here and here and over here. And you've got to be prepared for those pivots and have that backup plan.
I've learned that it's about short-term goals.
Yep.
You keep on achieving those short-term goals. If you only focus on long-term, you'll miss those points to pivot and to scale and to grow because you're so focused on this one long-term goal. But over the years, your long-term goal changes based on the short-term achievements. So it's an interesting concept that you come across. And yesterday, I guess we discussed it. Sometimes a little bit of luck as well.
Yeah,
a little
100%.
Bit of luck. I think it's about, I genuinely feel you've got to keep showing up. Mm-hmm. And if you keep showing up in all aspects of your business for your business and build those communities, for me, wellness and what Kailo is really about building communities. So I've got to keep showing up to build those relationships and make new connections.
Yeah.
Because the purpose behind it is global.
Yeah. So with your products, how do you, because you've gone into Bloomingdale's, and you're now looking at going into Dubai, or you've started that process.
We're already in Dubai.
You're in Dubai.
Yes.
Right. So how do you go about, so where are you manufacturing your products? How are you packaging them? How are you sending them out? How is that process for you?
So majority of our business is done out of Brisbane. So we manufacture, package everything out of Brisbane. And then that's for every other part of the world. And then the US, we manufacture in San Diego for the US. And that really came about because of FDA. Right. And we had opportunities with Neiman Marcus that we needed to fulfill. And we didn't have the compliance here in Australia. Right. So we had to then jump on and sort out manufacturing over there. Long-term goal is actually to bring it all back into Brisbane. Yeah. And be able to export, because for us, we want to be proudly Australian.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you outsource it at all? Like, is it your team that's in there packaging, or are you outsourcing that, or how's that work?
So the manufacturing itself is done by a third party that we have a close relationship with. And then the fulfillment we do ourselves. So we have a head office that we have a few people work at and we fulfill. We do it all.
Okay. And what sort of tech programs are you using to track all this? Because that in itself would be quite a big thing.
My husband, he is definitely doing all the spreadsheets, and we use platforms like Shopify, and they have systems in there that can, we do stock takes every week and just upload it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, that doesn't, I guess, how many husbands do you have that other people can use?
Well, it's more, you got yourself into two kind of games, manufacturing and logistics as well. I mean, there's all sorts of research. So do you have background in research, manufacturing or logistics?
No, none of us in the team do. And my husband, he joined the business 18 months ago purely because of his level of research. So he's been working on products that are coming, and also his level of attention to detail. Right. And so he knew, and he had an early year background in engineering for a company when he worked over in Germany. So he knew he could manage like that.
Very handy.
That logistics side, because he was working for Bosch and had to manage all of that back in the day. So he was like, I can do this. I think he's coming and thought, I've taken on a lot. And he manages all the compliance.
So you haven't outsourced anything. Everything's been kept in the house. You're employed. You haven't contracted.
No, everything is in house. So it's definitely gone from that startup where we're all things to each other. Like there's no one that's just solely one area. If I have to jump in and do something, I do vice versa.
I'm just thinking even just the packaging, like designer packaging. Yeah. How do you keep it sealed, fresh, and all that sort of stuff?
Well, the manufacturers do that component because we make sure we also do third-party testing just for the integrity of our product. Mm-hmm. So that all gets done. And then when it comes to us, we have a system in place in our warehouse that we manage.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So moving on from there, I want to go into, because you didn't get funding, did you? You didn't get the fundraising. You didn't go VCs. So you basically bootstrapped it yourself. Is that correct?
Yes.
How did you come to that decision? How do you think that's played in effect for you? Because we get a lot of people on that are for and against on both sides. But the major, I think, feedback that we get is when you bootstrap, you are in control. When you fundraise, you have got middle management in there telling you go here, go there, do that. Yeah. But then, of course, the benefit of that is you've got the money to do all these things. So how did that affect you and your thoughts playing out and your plan? Did you have to pivot because of that? Was it better for you to just bootstrap it yourself? How did that roll out?
Look, to be honest, definitely bootstrapping the first couple of years seemed like the right direction, and I wouldn't change that. Mm-hmm. Where we sit right now, and I think when you're in the game of wholesale, it's completely different for your cash flow. So someone will buy off you, but the agreements are often 90 days before you get paid. Yeah. But in that time, they could reorder.
Yeah.
So what we're facing now is we've just also launched over into Germany, and we've got more orders coming in through Dubai. And what's happening is we're now trying to work with banks on purchase order finance and all of these things. But because all of these invoices are going to be paid at the back end of the year, and we're only a couple of years in, the feedback is you're too early. You're too it's looking good. That's amazing. You're too early. And so we're facing this problem of also from a VC perspective, we have had some conversations, but what the money we would get wouldn't really be a huge significant amount, but they would take so much of your business.
Yeah.
I personally am not ready to give up that amount of my business.
Yeah.
And so we have sat on this all year and trying to figure out ways to get more funding. And so we're doing really the short-term funding so that we can get through these next few months while all the back-end invoices will then come in.
So you've got a cash flow again. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really that. Outside of that, it's been okay.
Yeah.
But it's now the orders and we've got to keep ordering and keep paying, but you're not getting paid. So it's quite tough.
And I think it's all those little things. I mean, Dan, this is your world.
Yeah, definitely. So you stuck with bricks and mortar banks, like just the traditional banks? You haven't looked at anything else?
We have, and we're in that process right now, and it's looking positive for a short-term support, and where the banks have said by the end of this year, come back and see us, and you'd be a good fit for us now. We just need to see all those orders paid for before we would start supporting that.
And how about overseas? Are you setting up partnerships, or are you doing it by yourself?
We've been doing everything by ourselves except in the US, where we do have a 3PL over there and the manufacturing that all gets managed. But the issue you have there is you're paying Australian dollars into the US dollar. Yeah. And
ouch.
So,
yeah.
The ups and downs. And
Yeah. So long term, that's why we just see it's better to do it all out of Australia. And you can also then go for export support from the government. There's so many other things we could do if we were 100% exporting.
Can you tell me a little bit more about Dubai and how you kind of found yourself in that situation, or how do you find yourself in that country?
Yeah.
And how do you get contact?
So what we did before the Dubai situation is we were working with a gentleman who literally just travels the world, works for multiple brands, and he just gets intros to buyers for you. And then you have the conversation. It goes from there. We happened to be going to Dubai. I did stem cell treatment last year, and Antonio, the gentleman we were working with, said, I can set up a meeting. There's a business in Dubai really interested in your products. And so we went to the meeting, And normally these processes take a long time.
Yeah.
I didn't know enough about Dubai and how quickly they work.
Yeah.
So we went to the meeting, and to cut a long story short, the gentleman in the meeting said, oh, the daughter of the owner of this business just did a year in Brisbane doing university. I wonder if she knows about Kailo. We left that meeting. I got a phone call in the taxi. Can you come back? The daughter's here. She's obsessed with Kailo.
Oh, wow.
She loves your brand. She knows all the different places you've been and who you've been working with. And so she came into the meeting, and they own 60, like Whole Foods in the US. It's that type of more organic, upmarket grocer, and said, we would love to work with you, and would you be interested in potentially doing a smoothie bar with us and baked goods? Because we showed them our Kailo. We have what's called Kailo Kitchen, where we do a lot of food made out of our products. So
you're speaking my language now.
Yeah.
Numbers and figures might be his, food is mine.
And so that was in the November of last year. They wanted to open a smoothie bar by the December. We were like, we're not even compliant in Dubai yet. And I know my husband's sitting there thinking, hold on, compliance takes ages. So long story short, we launched our first smoothie bar in April with them. Yeah. We have a rollout of 14 more of them coming over the next 6 to 7 months. So we're just working with them again to slow it down though. Like, can we just get each one right? Because it's also about your brand.
Yeah.
And being a luxury elevated brand, we want to make sure that's okay.
That's all in Dubai, and it's not in Abu Dhabi. It's not spread across, United Arab Emirates.
Just
wow,
in Dubai amazing. With them. And we've gone across their supermarket. So we're just sort of building out more of a bigger wellness platform with them. We go over in 10 days to continue those conversations. They're really innovative. They actually own businesses in Australia. They own the Crystal Brook hotels here. Yeah. So they're very connected to Australia. They spend 3 months every year here. So we feel genuinely, when you said luck, it was one of those moments where luck but also meant to be. Yeah. And we feel extremely lucky to be able to partner with them.
And do you think that's a concept that you might roll out in other countries with the smoothie bars?
Yeah, I would say so. And it may change a little bit. The one we've done is more of a pilot where we're learning what's working, what's not working. But the baked goods is going really well. Having our food and product has been a bit of a game changer.
Okay.
It's healthy treats.
My face light up.
I haven't had breakfast this morning.
Goods are going really well.
Yeah. And a similar concept we're working with, also launching in about 8 weeks into China, into a really cool concept over there, based off this that they saw, and we're like, can we have conversations? So we'll work with them on that.
All happen everywhere.
Yes, and this is why funding and time will be really helpful.
And that's exactly my next question. So we talked about funding a little bit, but do you have any tips for new founders who are going through that pivotal stage of growing? What should they do?
If I was to go back and do things slightly different, the key things I wish I knew, one, how much are you willing to lose? So how much are you willing to put in that you could walk away if it all went south?
Yeah.
I think if you stick to a number, you might budget and work differently on opportunities. I think we went through a stage where there were so many amazing opportunities that you felt like you needed to fulfill them all. Mm-hmm. Could we have done a slower, more steady approach where you're not in that position of stress of cash flow? Because yes, we'll come through that and we'll make it happen, but it's a lot of high stress. And I think that process in itself could have been the difference, and especially when you're going Australian dollars into US dollars. We did a lot of investment to set up over there that cost us double that it would have if we were just Aussie to Aussie dollar. And I think raising funds, I don't know enough about it because my heart right now says not yet. Yeah. So
just that gut feeling.
Yeah, it's just like I think the right time. We did have a really incredible opportunity with a really big investment firm out of the US, and they even said, maybe if I was in your shoes, I'd come back in a year or so when your revenue's higher and you'll be able to call the shots a bit more.
Yeah.
It really just comes down to your personal belief system. Mm. But majority of people tell us no.
Working with the currency going into Dubai, how does that, because America, for us, that's an out dollar. Like that plays a big game in our returns and stuff like that. How do you find that going into Dubai?
Interesting with Dubai, they often only work in US dollars. So they're purchasing off us in US dollars. So it works well for us. Yeah. Yeah. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
So you've created the separate bank accounts and you've got your US dollar bank account. Leave it in there.
We've got quite a few different tax people now that we're having to deal with. In the US, we have 4 different tax people we work with in the US because every state is a different tax law.
Of course. In the US, nightmare.
It is a nightmare.
Yeah, that is. I forgot about them with their different laws in different states. And
so when we have a Zoom call, we have 4 different tax agents.
Oh, yeah, that's a headache.
And I still don't understand it.
Yeah, no.
I feel sorry for you.
And our accountant here still doesn't understand it.
Wow.
So going back into your product, sorry, Dan, were you?
No, go.
Yeah, going back into your products, how much of your products is of the sales are direct to consumer?
As in percentage-wise, I would say, we were doing these figures actually only a couple of weeks ago. Right now, our B2B is growing the fastest.
Okay.
And so we would probably be sitting more on the 60 to 65% B2B, and then the rest has been direct to consumer. But we have only really invested in the e-commerce side in the last sort of 8 to 10 months.
Right.
And so we've been on a learning curve of content. How does this work? What lands? What doesn't land?
Yeah.
That's a whole game.
So what channels are you using?
We're using Meta.
Yeah.
And now we're next week we launch onto Google, which we haven't done yet either. Okay. So that's a first.
Okay.
So it might explode in the next few
years.
Yeah. That would be great. That would help with cash flow.
I mean, if they're one would have to think if you're only using Meta, and what was your B2B? Was
65% at the moment. It's growing really quickly, B2B.
Okay. But if Meta's mostly what's pushing the product to consumer, that's good.
Yes.
I'd imagine once you're on Google and, you've got your SEO working and then the backlinks and everything that happens there, that's going to explode.
Yes, thank you.
That would be
yes,
my
please.
That would be my fit. Am I wrong, Dan?
I agree. If you get the SEO happening correctly, it's going to go crazy.
And I think that's where we're learning, right? Because we've not done this before. It's all learning.
And you follow up with a bit of social media in terms of Instagram, YouTube, whatever else. It's going to go crazy.
Yeah.
So back to your business customers, though. Is it mostly retailers, or are you going to other spas or health food shops? Or
It's such a mix. So in the US, it's more luxury. So you've got Neiman Marcus, Bloomingdale's. We're just launching on the vitamin shop at the moment. That actually took a year to set up with the vitamin shop.
Really?
1 whole year.
Because they love pushing having lived in the US for some time, they love pushing an Aussie product.
Yes, but it's taken a year for setup. Anyway.
Okay.
And then I don't know if you've ever heard of Creation Organics. They're a really cool, been around a long time, juicery, starts with K, in LA, 24 stores. We've done a few with them where campaigns with our product, you buy Juice Cleanse, you get Kailo Nutrition.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's going really well with them as well. But it's interesting. So, USA has been very luxury. Then we're going into Dubai. We're in luxury, more groceries and food and smoothie bars. And then in Australia, what we've seen a massive uptake in very high-end Pilates studios. We're in some incredible gyms in Australia. We're in more your whole food markets here as well. And then hotels. So there seems to be an interest in that turn down service, having the sleep well on the pillow or.
Oh, nice.
And then you're
Very
getting
smart.
that. You're getting that interest from really top tier hotels at the moment that's coming through. And the biggest thing that's happening for us in Australia right now is sport.
Really?
So that will unfold over the next 6 months, but there's been a big interest into professional sport. We have the same in the US, but we've been going through our certification over there to be able to fulfill those interests in the professional sport.
I mean, I've said really that's a shock, but then the more I'm sitting here thinking about it, the more that makes complete and utter sense because, what they put into your body is what fuels what their output is. So,
and historically, if you look at sport, it's been sponsorship, support by alcohol or sporting
I remember
energy drinks.
I remember when the NRL football used to be sponsored by Winfield.
Oh
cigarettes.
My gosh, of course it did too. I actually remember this.
Yeah. I was like, the cigarettes was their major company.
Was it the Winfield Cup?
Yeah.
Yes, because my father's an ex-professional footballer, so I'm actually remembering this from back in the day.
The Winfield Cup.
Yes.
That's and people never blinked an eye at it.
Right.
No. And so there's a huge shift, but also in that space of the younger, just before they go pro, they're now becoming interested in learning about their nutrition. And we have nutritionists on our team that can support that.
Yeah. So have you, is this going through that AIS or something for this this younger core of athletes?
It's been coming through the specific clubs. So,
okay.
yeah, it might be a professional basketball
Yep.
team, and then they have their academy underneath, for example. And so we're working with them as a whole, and the same in some other sports as well. So.
Okay. So are your products, and sorry for sounding naive here because I should know this, are yours all like things you ingest, or do you have like topical products like creams or anything like that as well?
More
All
importantly,
ingestible.
do you have any samples for us today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what I'm thinking. I could really do with a
I will
nice
send
hand
you
cream.
some samples. I will literally ship you some out of our fulfillment today so you can try them. It's all in. Well, we initially were told you've got ingestible beauty, and we were like, "Oh, do we?" I had not heard of that word many years
I like
ago.
that.
Yeah, I like it too.
It sounds wrong at the same time.
I know.
It
I
sounds
was
good.
trying to work out a good way to say it. Like,
Yeah.
have you just got stuff that you eat?
Yeah, so it's ingestible beauty, but
Ingestible beauty.
I feel that's very American, and that's very much the space we've gone in.
Yeah.
Our intention is to stay luxury, but to go more into the more credible sporting world.
Sports
Yep.
nutrition.
Yeah, because that is our passion, and that's where this all came from, is we have an incredible team.
Mm-hmm.
And Germany, what's happening in Germany?
So Germany, it's called Niche Beauty, and it is probably the world's most luxurious online platform where they only have unique products.
What's it called?
Niche, Niche.
Yep, beauty.
And yeah, we've gone through a big compliance, but it's all shipped over, so it's about to launch now. And they facilitate the whole of Europe and the UK. So yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this is a big thing.
Yeah, that's probably right now would be one of the most exciting things that's about to happen for us.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So you'll be within the niche beauty world per se. Oh, okay. What's it? I got to ask this from a girly.
Yeah.
What's it like being in Bloomingdale's?
Bloomingdale's is pretty incredible, and I have to say, as a big platform that they are, they're incredible to work with.
Really?
Yes, I was quite shocked because you realise what a small fish you are as a little Aussie from Brisbane, and then you go to these meetings and they are amazing. So what they have inside Bloomingdale's is called Beauty Space. It's really like your elevated version of that boutique style of Mecca sitting inside Bloomingdale's, where they have basically niche products. And so
Bloomingdale's is a bit of a big deal.
yes. Yeah. Bloomingdale's is incredible. And so is Neiman. Like Neiman Marcus, I guess, is that next step up of luxury. But what I feel with Bloomingdale's, it has such a global cult understanding.
Yeah, it does. A bit like, I guess, like Harrods.
Correct.
Are you going to go into Harrods?
I don't know. I mean, of course, if the opportunity came about, but I wonder in that really extreme elevation, are people going in to shop for supplements? I feel like in time, I think the UK is not quite there with wellness. It's moving.
Probably not.
Whereas Germany is one of the fastest growing countries in the world for wellness.
Okay. What about the sort of Baltic areas? Like, are they, because I imagine they seem pretty onto it.
Yeah. And I guess in many ways, they're very entrepreneurial in the way that they even run their countries is very different.
Yeah.
We haven't looked at that side of things just yet. I feel like right now we have to go through all this compliance.
I feel like I'm living some kind of fantasy through your story.
Yeah.
I think what the most special part about is meeting so many different cultures and how people do business and what their passions are.
Yeah.
And you really realize that we are all the same.
Are they receptive to Australians doing business?
Hugely. We have such a massive, like a very positive reputation globally for having authentic top tier products.
Yeah.
So there's a big push because we have one of the strongest and toughest compliance.
We do.
Yeah. So Canada and Australia, two countries that are just so tough.
Yeah.
So they really trust your product. They know that what's on the label is what's in the product. In the US, they get away with a lot more. That's why they also trust our product.
In the US, like as I said before, they love putting, this is Aussie, this is Australia. Yeah. Like when I was there, I'm like, I've never seen this brand in my life.
Yeah. Well, if I look at our B2B, we launched in the US before we'd even gone into a B2B in Australia because we were just in the Medispa, got the interest, jumped on it.
Yeah.
And then we had to work backwards. And often Aussies, and I'm proud Australian.
Me too.
Respect you if you do something international before they'll even look at you.
Yep. Yeah.
And it's just a tall poppy culture, I think,
is.
of like, oh, I'm not sure about your brand. Oh, you've made it there. Oh, you must be.
Oh, you must be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think we've all been guilty. I'm probably
Same.
guilty of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because I think maybe as Australians, we sort of see ourselves still as just Australians.
Yeah.
Like we're like, oh, we're on our island. Like, but we're good.
We're a lot more
We are
sophisticated.
good.
Coffee
Yeah.
globally, we are
Oh,
recognized as best coffee.
Best coffee.
And people really trust our products.
Yeah.
I think we should be more proud than we are and really support each other more than we do.
Yeah. Have you done any, especially coming from like, you know, starting this journey, I guess, in LA, have you done sort of any influencer marketing?
We want to do that in the US. Again, that comes back to that funding, US dollars. Yeah. So as probably by the end of the year, we'll start to do that. We've only just started to do a little bit here. We've not tapped into a lot of that. We've been so in the journey of like setting up manufacturing, working on compliance, that now all the strategy around that marketing has become our big focus with strategy. I can honestly say we have strategies now.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's good.
How about government subsidies and research development incentives and stuff like that? We've
worked on the R&D. We've had support there because we have genuinely done a lot of research. And we have had some in relation to e-com where you can use so they'll match you dollar for dollar. Not as much as you would think.
Yeah, because sometimes you get, different governments come through and they're pushing the export agenda big time and all the incentives and subsidies. And sometimes it's just not geared up correctly for small to medium businesses. It seems to be good for large businesses. But,
correct. And I think Trade Investment Queensland have been very good to us and very helpful. And we work very close. Like my husband Oz is on the phone to them every other week. And it is very much what you're saying. It's once you get to that next scale where I think the support comes in a bit more. Yeah. But the investment side in general is tough.
Yeah. How do you go on the sustainability side?
Mm-hmm. So our product, we support foundations for sustainability because of the freshness that you need in the product. If you were to go sustainable packaging, they won't have the shelf life, and there's not a single B2B that will take you under 12 months, most of them are 18 months to 2 years. So that has been our biggest battle. So we now support with our packaging. Mm-hmm. We pay money for every time we process packaging to support sustainability.
There's a lot that you've got to consider when you're in this like health industry, isn't there? Like because the people that are going to, mindful of what they're putting in their body, they probably are, the people that are like onto it with sustainability and, different beauty standards and stuff like that.
That will be critical too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But see, if you have preservatives in your product, which we don't, you could go sustainable packaging because it will last because it's got preservatives in it. Because ours is so natural, and even in the US we have a peppermint oil that goes into our product. There's no way it would, and maybe in time sustainable packaging will get there.
Yeah,
but it's not there yet.
It's not there yet. Interesting. Just because I love talking about Aussies, so Europeans and Americans and that they tend to love Australians. I don't actually know why. We're just kind of cool, I guess. What's What's the thoughts in Dubai?
As in for us, or
what are the Emiratis? Is that correct? Yeah. What do the Emiratis? Do they view Australians as?
Are you welcome to it?
I would say they are the most welcoming. Culturally, what I've found, they treat you like family. Yep. There is so much warmth. There's so many beautiful gestures that come with doing business over there. That's very different to other countries. I think when you go to a scale with big corporations like over in the US, you have great relationships. But when you go to somewhere like Dubai, it is definitely, let's sit down, have a coffee. It's very ceremonial with some of the way that they go about things. There's a lot of respect. And so I think I'm lucky because my husband is originally from Turkey, so he understands the Middle Eastern culture.
Yeah. Okay.
And everything is around respect and how you speak to each other, and
which is good.
Yes,
how it
it's
should
been
be.
An incredible. There's not one part of that journey that has been difficult. It has been a very honest, ethical process.
Culture-wise, who's been the most difficult you've had to deal with?
I would say this with kindness because I do love America.
I agree. That would have been my guess too.
We have found is there are a lot of people who will come to you and promise you the world, but it's a lot of front. Mm-hmm. And then when you as Aussies, and this is why we are often loved, is we are authentic, laid back. Mm-hmm. It's a mateship. So if my word is my word. Yeah. And so we have definitely had some moments of being burnt along the way. Yeah. And now we're very tough. Yeah. And then you go somewhere culturally like Dubai and you're like, wow, they follow through on what they say. Yeah. And we've found that with the Germans too. Yeah, okay. Really follow through on everything that they say. Mm-hmm. It's been a really positive experience.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because when I was working in the US, and I was in essentially a sales role. It was that they kind of didn't care what I was selling. The question was, is this going to work for us? It's like, well, yes, it is. And I'm like, right, done. Like the meetings and the sales pitches there were so blunt and so direct. And so, I mean, it was great as, running that side of a business, that it was like, oh, okay. And they're just like, just send us an invoice. We don't care. Just if you're saying it's going to work, it's going to work. And I don't know if that's because Australians do have that sort of, we're known as being laid back and that. And if there was more trust that I was an Australian in the US selling them a product, or if they are in fact just do it. Like, and then like I found it quite almost refreshing because then I found if you sell something, say in the UK or something, it's a very long, drawn out process. Mm-hmm. But then Dubai seems like it's this beautiful of both. Like they're quick, but they're actually genuine and interested in what you're telling them, and
they work with you. They spend with you. So what I found in the US, everything comes at a price. So great, you can get into Neiman's. Now if you want to go on our platform and you want to do one post on it, then that's $20,000. As a business trying to build, you can't afford to do those things. No. And then you go into the stores and then everyone is like, well, if you give us an incentive, we'll sell your product. But if you don't, we won't. So you've got to put people across the US to go in and help sell your product as an external party. Yeah. Whereas in Dubai, they're like, great. So if you want to spend with us, we'll promote with you. And we're like, really? What? Yeah. Oh, wow. We haven't had this concept before. And Germany's been the same.
Wow.
They spend with you.
Okay.
It's been really positive.
It's so interesting when you sort of go global. And, you mentioned before that you've had 4 accountants sitting there because, the different laws in different states and da-da-da-da-da. But just the different cultures that come in and I guess can sort of, and I guess maybe with the Emiratis, how they would almost encourage you to, because of the way they are, to take that next step, to expand with them.
They're innovative.
Yeah.
If you look at Dubai in itself, you look at Abu Dhabi, all those places.
It's amazing.
And I think what probably has happened in the US, they're so stuck. This is our system. Mm-hmm. We do not go outside these boxes. We've been a business for 100 years. Like you really feel you're coming up against this system. Yeah. And I often wonder if they actually move with the times and didn't make it so difficult for brands, they'd all round be more successful. Yeah. Because you're making it much harder to get the cut through. Mm. And I find that really interesting. Then you go somewhere else and they want to learn from you as well. Yet they're 20 times more successful in Dubai, but they're like,
that was
what
my
have you done?
point.
Yeah, it's like innovation.
Yeah. So with the Emiratis being so open to learning from us, have you found that you've actually inspired them in any way?
Yeah, and I think from a perspective of wellness, we feel here in Australia we've become, that luxury wellness leader, especially through the Medispa. And what I found really positive is they respect your journey and they understand our scale is obviously much smaller here. Yeah. But they genuinely want to understand and work with you on that. And they have come to us with all of, how do I put this? It's like we put forward the strategy and they will fulfill that strategy.
Wow.
And they teach us how it works over there so we can sort of mix it together. But they're like, if that's worked in Australia, we'll give it a go. Yeah. And I'm like, that's incredible considering how successful they are as a family. They own businesses all over the world. Yeah. But that's probably why they've got
Keep an open mind, and especially in business, you don't know what could be successful. What's the next big thing? And copying someone else all the time, it's not going to get you anywhere. Yeah. If you can copy it and do it better, maybe. But,
yeah. It's been a very impressive experience over there, and I can't wait to get back. I love being there. It's just incredible.
Especially this time of year.
Not looking forward to the 55-degree heat, but
I know. When I was there, I think it was mid-August, so it was peak, and it was. I think it was 53 degrees, and I've got a photo of my daughter, and we were out at a resort, like more in the desert, so not in Dubai itself. It's about an hour out.
Okay.
And there's this photo, and we're having dinner. It's dark. It's night. We're having dinner, and I've got this photo. She was, I think, 7 or 8 at the time. And she's just melted into the couch. She's bright red, and she just was not having it. She was, and it's like, we as Australians, we're used to hot.
Yeah.
But that is a different.
That's next level.
That is a different hot.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, sadly, we're getting to the end. Dan, is there anything else that you would like to pull out of Kristy's brain?
No.
No? You got...
Sorry.
Okay, so I guess one question. Actually, I've got 2 more questions. Mm-hmm. Where do you want to be? What's your 5-year plan? What's your nirvana of like, I'm happy. We've done what we wanted to do. I'm happy now.
Or do you have a plan? Is it just like what's coming at you? Just keep on taking and let's roll with it.
I think it's more the purpose for me is I want to genuinely be known as a brand, Kailo, be the most globally recognized wellness brand, but not only most recognized, most trusted. So everything that we bring to the table, people go, if Kailo's bringing that to the table, we know that it is a safe, integral product. Mm-hmm. And all the other concepts we've done, even with our wellness summit that we had recently, bringing the best top tier practitioners to these events, just that trusted global brand. I don't have figures. I don't focus so much on the outcome financially. Yeah. If you go by purpose, I always think you'll get there. Mm-hmm. So try not to, of course, everyone needs to make money. But,
of course. It's business in the end, isn't it?
Yeah. And going into countries where women are growing in terms of entrepreneurship. So I have a big passion to tap into Saudi Arabia and understand the movement for women that's happening there. That's really exciting. And I think as Westerners, we need to understand that more.
Absolutely.
And show up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm very passionate about that.
What is, and you can take this question, be it from a scaling aspect, a women's leadership team, whatever, entrepreneurial side. What has been the biggest thing that has moved the business needle for you?
I would say if we didn't have the team that we have, we would not be doing any of the things that we're doing. It's having a team that are literally lit up every day by the purpose and they're hungry for it. Passion. 100%.
Passion.
So
it's fantastic.
It's those incredible people that show up for you every day. And you've got to show up for them too. And I always say, remember that our customers are choosing us. Mm-hmm. Never, ever forget that. Like we're nothing without our customer too. So,
Kristy, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's been absolutely brilliant. Give us one last pitch of who you are, what you do, and where do people find you?
Sure.
How can they buy your product?
So Kristy Morris, founder of Kailo Group. We have Kailo Nutrition, which is your one-stop shop, I guess, supplement-wise. Mm-hmm. And so we have all key pillars of health. You find us on www.kailo.com.au. If you need any extra support for your body or mind, go to Kailo Wellness Medispa, which is in the Carlisle Hotel in Brisbane.
Amazing. And I'll have all those links in the description, stuff like that, so people can get through to you, no problems.
Thank you.
It has been an absolute pleasure.
My pleasure meeting you both
I've
too.
loved every second of this.
I've really enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
To help support our continued mission to provide free, best-in-class advice from the world's most compelling business leaders, make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring that bell so you never miss an episode. See you next Thursday. Thanks for tuning in to The Business Game. If you like what you've heard, make sure to subscribe on YouTube and follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook and LinkedIn to stay connected. A big thank you to our major sponsor, SmoothX, for powering today's episode, and join us again on the next episode of The Business Game, a podcast that moves the needle.